Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me today. It's been a little bit of a break, I think, since my last webinar, and I'm very excited to announce to you PacKit 3.0. I know we've released it about a week or so, but probably many of you haven't seen the release notes yet. And this is not just another usual feature release that we do with our product, because the biggest addition is not a new wizard or another integration in our UI, as you might be used with maybe previous releases from PacKit or from Advanced Installer. It's something we've been thinking for a long time. We call it the Open Package Manifest. And it's a manifest that can describe a Windows application package independently of the tool that builds it. You can build that package with Advanced Installer, Wix, or any other of our competitors. It can be MSIX, whatever package you want to deploy on your Windows machine, or even a script. And our vision is simple. Packaging information shouldn't live inside our product or inside the cloud of a certain other product vendor, or spread across multiple products that you use, like having documentations in SharePoint, package command lines in spreadsheets, and other information like that thrown around. It should travel with the application itself. So if you move your application from one server to another, from one packager to another, from SCCM to Intune, and so package information should be always available, just like this little picture suggesting this right-hand side corner of my screen. Today, I'll show you what that means, why we built it, and where we hope the community can take it further. Okay, so we'll start by discussing the problem we're trying to solve. Then I'll introduce the Open Package Manifest with more details and explain why we believe it can simplify your packaging workflow. I'll show how the packet folder becomes the single source of truth for every application you prepare in your environment. And we'll see how this enables automation beyond PacKit itself with PowerShell, your custom CI/CD pipelines, in Intune or Configuration Manager, or any other remote management tool that you use to manage your applications in your environment. Of course, we'll finish with a few demonstrations so you can have a quick look at how this works and a way to reference back. For those of you that don't know PacKit or haven't used it so far, let me give you a quick introduction. This is a tool that we launched almost 2 years ago. It has been going through some iterations, and version 3.0 is the biggest of them all. Its purpose is to help you manage your packages and centralize all the information you need to package and deploy these applications within a certain single place that you have full control over it, deployed on-premise on your machines without the need of any databases or worrying about the integrity and the security of your application resources. Detection scripts, installation commands, documentations, internal notes, all of this information ends up scattered across different environments, as I said, SharePoint, Azure drives, all kinds of tools I've seen people use over the years to document their even simple text files. Usually those don't get shared. Each packager has its own stash and gets lost or whenever the packages leave the company and so on. PacKit was created to centralize and standardize this process. Instead of treating packages as a collection of independent tasks, you want one place where the package information lives, and that should be next to your package all the time, next to each version of your package, as you'll see. And in version 3.0 of PacKit, we're taking this one step further, as you'll see, making it open for the community, because this allows the package itself to carry the information. Let's see what happens today. You have an installer, can be an MSIX PowerShell script, whatever you're building. You then have to create detection scripts, escalation commands, extract icons, or download them from wherever you get them, compile all that metadata, and then manually add it most of the time in Intune, Configuration Manager, wherever you use it, PDQ and other tools to deploy your packages. The package manifest is here to change this. We place all the deployment metadata alongside the installer. So you add that manually or semi-automatically, because PacKit extracts a huge portion of that data and includes it automatically into your workspace, as you'll see, only once in your PacKit manifest. You can do that from PacKit's UI, as you'll see in my demo later on, or from various scripts that you automate into your environment. And once you've generated that metadata in this little beautiful PacKit folder, .PacKit folder, you can use our tool or the free PacKit module to consume it and integrate it into your deployment process, however you want. Because any tool can read it, the package becomes self-describing. And of course, the first tool that reads it, it's PacKit itself. But tomorrow, you can use our PowerShell module and read it from your own app, from a custom CI/CD pipeline, maybe integrate it with a private Winget repository, or allow maybe your in-house developers to enable them to build a PacKit module, PacKit manifest for your application. So the next time they build an application in-house, they just give that setup and the PacKit manifest next to it to your admins, and you have all the information to deploy the package there. You don't have to repurpose the package to modify something and manually add that information into Intune. And then when somebody leaves, start gathering all that information back again. A quick recap of this very important idea. It's an open standard. It's automation friendly and it's platform agnostic. So don't let yourself be fooled by the fact that I'm going to show you the UI from PacKit today. I'm also going to show you some scripts, PowerShell. That's only because the PacKit is the first tool that implements and consumes this manifest. Our goal is to go way beyond PacKit and to allow you to build and consume these manifests however you want them. And whenever you find it fit to integrate with PacKit, we'd be glad to provide you with added value in our UI. So the PacKit folder is a structure of resources that you'll find next to your setup.exe, MSI, PowerShell, whatever script you have, which describes the information from your package. It contains the source of the package, some files where you store the description names and other stuff that you manually enter into your remote management tools, and other binaries like icons, detection scripts, and the intunewin file generated that you can be generated at a certain time, or PSAT wrappers and other stuff like that. This is the official PowerShell module launched on our GitHub account. So if you go to github/Cathion/PacKit module, you'll find it there. I'll include the link at the end of the slides, and it will also be listed on our website, which is actually already listed on our website on getpackit.com. It has an MIT license, allowing you to use it however you see fit for your company. You can use it from our free user interface from PacKit. It has some limited features, but these are not around creating the manifest itself, or are around automating other functionality from advanced installer, from PacKit itself, from the UI. But those do not limit your capability of creating and consuming the manifest. And a great advantage that we see from talking with customers from various industries like energy, and other governmental institutions like healthcare, or in security, is that you need to have full governance of all your packages. And by building an application that runs on-premise, on your servers, or on your packaging, or on your admin machines, and managing all that package information on your own machine gives you full control over your application repository without having to worry if our servers are secure enough, if we follow the security practices as we promise on our website, and so one thing that I forgot to mention, but I'll include in this topic about integrations with Advanced Installer, is that that PowerShell module, and in the future, even more options to integrate with the other tools, allows you to have a better story of integrating your in-house developer workflows with the ones from your admins, and enables them to build the packages and prepare them for you, mostly for Intune deployment, as most of our audience is a Intune user, but not just that. So if somebody writes their own tooling around package, that's a success, because it means that we've managed to solve a problem, to contribute to solving a problem, because we won't do that alone. That's been hindering our industry for such a long period now. So with regards to integration, the manifest becomes the common language between PacKit and any other system. In this case, it's Advanced Installer, because our company builds both products. It's natural for us to integrate it and to feed from an Advanced Installer package all the information into a package manifest into PacKit. And the moment you build a package, Advanced Installer can specify, hey, this is the icon, this is the detection method, and all of the information relevant from the package that would be used for the deployment stage. This is now a simple button, Advanced Installer. Probably in the future, it will evolve with much more capability depending on the feedback we get. And that feedback is crucial. And we recommend that you write us, contact us, however you prefer, email, forums, Twitter, YouTube comments, pull request on GitHub, whatever fits your methodology, and help us improve this manifest so we can make our work and your work easier and more predictable. And now let's have a look at some demos. So first, we'll jump quickly over this overview in Advanced Installer, which shows basically in every project in Advanced Installer, you'll find a deployment page that links your package from Advanced Installer with PacKit. So that every time you click Launch PacKit and Start Deployment, it will launch PacKit and create a workspace, which creates the package manifest as I showed you. In the future, this will allow you to connect to a certain workspace or create the manifest without creating the workspace in the first place, because maybe you don't need a workspace when you are creating the package. The workspace itself is designed to help organize multiple packages, as you'll see from now on. So when you start PacKit, you'll see this start screen, which allows you to create the workspace from scratch. This is an empty workspace. I'm already logged into my Intune tenant. You can connect to additional tenants if you want, and your PacKit account, you can start with the free one and then upgrade to a paid one depending on your needs. And in this case, I have an empty workspace. I can import packages from Configuration Manager, Winget, or from my disk. And now let me switch to an existing workspace where I have multiple applications. So here, this is what we call the home page, where you see all the applications from a workspace. You can work a workspace to organize the applications by department, by packaging team. It's, from my perspective, is completely optional and not critical, because each package itself is independent. The workspace is just a list of links to the folders where the packages are stored, as you'll see. And the information itself is found in the package folder in that .packit metadata. So the way you organize the packages in workspaces is purely at your disposal. You can put the workspace on a network share it with your colleagues. You can independently edit it, because each package holds the information that you edit. Anything that you edit here goes into the package manifest. And if I open an Explorer and look at our tests, let's see, we had a Chrome, and here we have our Chrome folders. Let me zoom in a little bit. So for each application from your workspace, you have a folder designed for each version of the applications. For example, for Zoom, I have two folders because I have two versions of Zoom. But here in the case of Chrome, we have the source and the packet folder, and the packet folder will be visible in any application folder that you can, and this application can be placed wherever you want on your machine. So inside this packet folder, you have all the information you need for your package. So the next time you want to share this package with a colleague, you just send this folder however you prefer, and that's everything you need. For example, if I zoom out from here and open my second workspace, which is empty, and I just want to import from disk a package, not this one because this is empty. I'll show that how you create it. I'm just going to select Chrome, and all that information is imported now into my new workspace. So let's say if Christina would have made that package and she's workspace, I could have just get that folder and now consume all that information here. And from here, I could say now upload this package to Intune and so on, whatever I want to do with it, or create a new version if I want to update it, or maybe modify something in the detection methods and all of this gets saved. So now I'm going to delete this one because I want to have this workspace empty for our next demo. Before we go to that demo, I want to show you another thing that we have. So it is PacKit itself integrates, as I said, with multiple sources. And if you add a package from Winget, it will automatically connect that package to a Winget ID and be able to retrieve updates. So in our case, we have an update for Firefox because I intentionally added an older version in my workspace. So if you go into this list of updates available, or if you go directly over to Firefox into your home list, you'll see this notification here. Hey, we have a new version. And everything that was configured here for the current version, when you download the new version, when you approve the download, currently you have to approve it manually, but in the future, this can be done automatically, as you'll see on our roadmap. It will reuse everything that you've configured for your package. Go back there, see, and now we have two versions. So we've updated from 151 to 152.05. The same information gets reused, icon, command lines, assignments if you have in detection methods and stuff like that. In this case, it's a detection method suggested by PacKit itself, depending on some information about a package. And this saves a lot of time and eliminates opportunities for errors. And once you are in your application, you can see all the versions here. In our future versions of PacKit, you also see notes that you can manually add. So it's easy to remember why you did some special configuration for a certain application 3 months ago and so on. And logs about the states of the application, how many people installed it and so on. But this is just how we consume the manifest from the UI. So it make it easier for you to create a package manifest or just get that and push it to Intune and automate some other random manual steps that you don't like in Intune. You can do this with a free version of PacKit and it will create that manifest. Or you can do that from PowerShell, which I'll show you in a minute. So I have here a little script that I put down a few days ago. So to create a PacKit fragment. And this is using our PowerShell module, which let me show you here. It's available on our platform on GitHub. It's a free module, as I said. You can get it installed on your machine. It will be available very soon in the PowerShell gallery. Until then, just download the zip and install it on your machine manually. And once you have that module installed, you can use a script like this, which in only about 40 lines of code, because the rest is mainly preparing, like parsing file paths, making sure the file paths exist and so on. So general script preparing, but here we have the creation of the Zoom application fragment, as we like to call it in our development team. So the manifest itself, manifest or fragment. You can consider these synonyms in my talk. So now we're just basically creating the PowerShell object in memory, writing all the information about the package that we have, and then just exporting that information into our initialized package folder that you saw on my disk. So now if I run my, where it's my PowerShell command, should be somewhere around here, this one. Let me close this one. So if I run this script now, it will parse a demo folder, which I have for Zoom, I think. Yeah, for Zoom. And it will create me a fragment. And I'll show you that that folder is empty at the moment. So the folder, it has only the icon and detection script, which the PowerShell module itself can't generate at the moment. You can have a script that extracts an icon from your package or so if you want so, but for the sake of the demo, these are resources that the PacKit tool from its UI, the UI version of PacKit, extracts and generates automatically for your packages. So it either downloads them from online or extracts them from the package, depending on our heuristics. But in the case of using the scripting engine, you need to provide some resources. Of course, you have the package itself and the icon and detection in my case. But other than that, the folder is empty. And now when we run the script, it will create an object with all the information we've specified in the script, or you can parse it if you want to run this for multiple applications and export our result. Here is an ugly summary in our console, but we can find it here. We have the package manifest, some temporary folders that are used for intermediary builds, and all these resources referred in the manifest. So if I, let's say, hand this over to Christina, and she wants to import it into her own workspace, now she can just go on her disk in my demo folder and just select Zoom. And now the package manifest gets imported in her package UI, or as you'll see, can be consumed with another script in my next demo. So here, whatever I set, 123 version, custom command line, Zoom icon, the detection script, which is Zoom detect, and so on. I just changed the name to make sure it's not loading another random script. These are all loaded in the manifest and can be consumed via PacKit itself or via your own script. So next script, I have a generic script that's loading a package manifest from a folder on your machine and using that information, in this case, to generate an intunewin file using Microsoft Intune generator. But you can take that package information and consume it however you want. The demo, it's pointless because PacKit itself generates an intunewin file the moment I hit upload as Win32. Automatically, it says it prompts you, it informs what's included, and that'll automatically generate the intunewin file and upload it. But if you don't want to use our UI and just want to leverage the package manifest and the automation capability from the GitHub module, then you need to do something as I'm doing in the script where I say, okay, what's the script? Build intunewin file. So when I execute the script, it's now reading the contents of my folder. As you see here, it has loaded the PacKit manifest, is detecting the information, Zoom workplace 123, and then executing the Intune generated tool from Microsoft. And all this output comes from the Microsoft tool that's generating the intunewin file. And at the end, everything is completed as we wanted. Of course, you can complicate the scripts and integrate it into your own pipelines, depending on your needs. So all of this is done only in less than 100 lines of code in each script, considering the detailed comments and the preparation of the script, nothing fancy. So, but here we're just loading the fragment. getting the installer information from the script. I found a little bug while doing this, and the guys will fix it in the following days. It's already in GitLab. And once we have the information, we pass this information to the Microsoft Intune generator tool, and we move on to the next package. If that's the case, in this case, I have just one package because we want to finish this webinar today and not wait a whole night. So we've generated the package, and if we look into my folder, we can see in the intunewin folder, we have the package generated now. This is one example, but I've seen multiple examples where people are, for example, want to deploy updates for their applications, and the application themselves are not available via Winget or other publicly databases. So if they build their own scripts and authentication method to get that data from their vendors, and then they need a way to automate the last mile where they get the package, or the new version of the package, and somehow push that to Intune or Configuration Manager. And the way to do that standardly across all platforms is using a package manifest like this, because with just a few lines of code, you can create the package manifest or reuse it from the previous version, because you don't want to waste that initial work, and then consume it in your pipelines, or even as an intermediary step into PacKit itself, as you'll see what we have on our roadmap for the future. Okay, so let me see what other notes I had here for today, and get back a little bit to our roadmap. So this is just version 1 of the specification. Over the next releases, we want to improve it together with you, the community, to add more capability in the package, better validation, more automation, integration with Winget, more with private Winget repository, or other stuff that you find it useful and don't want to build it from scratch. And our biggest goal is, of course, adoption. We want to see people using this beyond PacKit itself, which we consider it to be practically a fraction itself of the users that will use our UI. The biggest advantage here is that being an open format, you can build your own manifest, share that with your colleagues, and integrate it into your custom pipelines without requesting approval from anyone or worrying that you'll lose access to that data and all of the work that you've put in. Because if other tools start reading this manifest, as our PowerShell command module enables you to do, we'll consider that a success, even if most people don't use PacKit or never open it on their machine. And I invite you to participate on that. But before we get there, I want to show you what we plan for next 2 versions or so. So we're releasing updates for PacKit monthly. The next month will include support for scope tags and other Intune related updates, plus minor bug fixes and improvements around the PowerShell module and the manifest itself. But the biggest update that will come in the next 2 to 3 months is this automation workflow editor, which will allow you to customize certain workflows, maybe start with predefined ones that we provide, and even create your own custom ones that fit workflows that fit to your packaging strategy and your packaging and deployment strategy. So obviously, we would provide a default one for batching applications, which is easy. Start, load the package, check if it's there's a Winget update, or you can define your own update from a script. That's part of the workflow. Then we wrap it in Intune and upload that. And you can take that, duplicate, customize however that fits your machine. And this is quite a big endeavor where we need a lot of feedback from you. And We hope it will help you as much as we believe. So try PacKit. Explore the manifest, build scripts around it, tell us what's missing, open issues on GitHub, or just email us, suggest improvements. And if we can make application packaging more portable and easier to automate together, then we achieve what we would set out to do. Thank you. So now I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you forget to send me the question today, or remember after this call, just email us. Should the package be called or committed to source control? Definitely, that's possible. It's not a must, but each of you has their own practice for backing up their information. To be honest, I haven't seen many IT departments using source control, Git, or anything that we prefer. But now basically source control is synonym to Git. But that can be useful depending on your scenario. So there is no limitation around doing that. We strongly recommend you have as much history as you can around those packages. As I said, we will include support for notes and more detailed history about the changes you've done in the package. But having it in Git, it creates a better integration with your current workflow. So I don't see any problem with that. Can the manifest help with auditing and compliance? In the future, we plan to include functionality that this will help. So the current version of the manifest and PacKit itself doesn't contain information about how many users installed this application and so on, what happened post-deployment. Future versions of PacKit will allow us to include that into the package. So you can see how many users are using this current version of your application, if this is the latest version of your application, or if something is newer in Winget or another source. And that will get you one step closer to better or to improve your auditing and compliance tools. That being said, we don't have any short-term plans for building any reporting or dashboards that provide this information. So you'll have to crawl it using your own scripts or integrate with other tools that will be able to nicely show this information into a dashboard. For the moment, for the next 6 months or more, our focus is around the package itself, preparing it, deploying it, patching it, and providing you all kinds of automation capabilities around that. What happens when the information is missing from the manifest? We do a little bit of validation around the manifest. If I go back to VS Code in my generator manifest, we have here creation of the manifest and validation of the fragment. So if you create a packed fragment from a script and something is missing that's mandatory, it won't pass the validation, point blank. If it's an optional parameter, it will just not be included in the package. For example, here I've created a manifest for Zoom that included a command line for install, but it didn't include an uninstall command line because I was lazy, or I could have missed the description, or I didn't include any assignments, which again are optional, or a PSADG wrapper, which is again optional, depending on how you want. So there are, of course, optional parameters that can be skipped, but upon the creation from using the PowerShell module, you always have to have this validation method included into your scripts if you want to make sure that the package is okay and you're not creating a corrupt manifest. If you're creating the package from our UI, you don't have to worry about this because the UI from PacKit itself validates any change that you're doing. One thing that I forgot to mention, as you'll notice here, there is no save button. So everything you do, the moment you click in another entity or move your tab, it's going to be saved automatically into your manifest. Don't have to worry about that. Only deployment actions like uploading to Intune, except approving a new update and all of those stuff need to be manually done, but the saving itself is automatic. Okay, next question from Peter Winter. Thank you, Peter, for the question. I joined late, so maybe you've covered this already. You said that other tools can read and edit via the PowerShell module. Is the XML schema itself published so I can read right back to my own tooling without the module? To be honest, I haven't checked that with our engineering guys. We can have a look here in the module itself. If we have the schema, so we have the PacKit modules, PSD, some information about that. It's nothing secret in the schema, so we have some tests and some examples. I don't think we have the schema available right now, but that's a good hint. And I'll share it with that developer so we can include the schema here, making it easier for you. To be honest, up until this point, any LLM that you use, even a free version, can easily understand what's inside the module. Being so recent and not big compared to other large code bases, it's handling it very well. We've tested even for our QA team and for different samples. So with just some minor hiccups, the LLM could generate a script very easily to integrate. Does the manifest contain sensitive information? It shouldn't contain any sensitive information from what I know. And PacKit itself doesn't handle. So the only sensitive information that's around PacKit, unless of course you write something sensitive into your detection script, but that's part of the resources of your application. The only sensitive information is the digital signature side, and this is not stored in any manifest. This is just a configuration that's related to PacKit UI. So if you configure your digital certificate using Windows authentication for Azure artifact signing and so on, this is where we handle some credentials using Microsoft APIs. But this is never included into your manifest. The package manifest itself just contains whatever you see in the UI, resources to the package, get catalog IDs to make it easier to find the new updates. And the only thing that you might consider maybe sensitive information is an group ID, which is basically a hash code. This is useless without access to your tenant, but depending on the practices of your security team, this could be considered sensitive information. It's not in the real names. These will not be stored in the package, but just appears as a hash. And of course, this is optional. As I said, if you don't include it, it will not be included there. If you stop shipping the module tomorrow, can I still read and write my PacKit files from documentation alone? Once the module is shipped, we can't really take it back because it's being cached, made available on GitHub and all of that. So the only thing that I could see from a company perspective is that and we've seen that in the past, with companies saying, hey, from tomorrow, this is no longer free, and the next version will require you to pay, stuff like that. But in that case, any of you can just say, hell no, we just fork the previous version and continue doing what we've done until now and improve it in the community. Every current version of the module that is MIT licensed will be following those law enforcement, so we cannot completely eliminate this, and that's not our purpose. So we've been on the market for over 20 years since we started building the first version of Advanced Installer. The goal is to see what we can do to help you in the next decade or next 20 years and make the world of packaging and packaging administration a lot easier. So definitely not our goal to define, but to be honest, once you put something on GitHub, it's hard to, our website documentation could go away much easier than what you put on GitHub. So that's not really a problem from our perspective. One anonymous question: do we have to connect PacKit to our Intune environment? That's not mandatory. So in my demo, I showed you that it's connected to my Intune tenant because I want to have access to our assignments. I want to be able to upload this package direct to my Intune tenant. And let's say if I'm just going to hit upload, it's going to generate me the intunewin file, open it just so you can see the source, and it's continuing the upload here in the background. And it's just saving me a lot of manual steps. Otherwise, I would have had to open the Intune admin portal, manually enter all this information again. And a lot of mistakes happen all the time. And it's not really fun doing this when you have many other tasks to accomplish. And here with just 2 clicks, I have the application here. And I can be even assigned if I want to assign from PacKit, or I can just publish it there, give it a scope tag, which will be supported in the next release next month. And whoever is an administrator over that scope tag can go on and assign the application to our users if he wants to edit the assignments from here. So back to the original questions, it's not mandatory to use the UI. It's just giving you more value and saving you more time on top of just having the manifest structuring your application information. Because if you don't use the UI, then you have to write scripts or other UI, your own custom UI that maybe consumes that manifest in another way. And to be honest, ideally, I would like to see in the future many other applications and people building their own custom UIs or custom integrations for certain workflows that they want to implement and don't find packets to be suitable for them, maybe for privacy reasons, more because it's a proprietary application and it's not something publicly available online and so on. One new question from Jacob Wonscher. Thank you, Jacob. I want to use this to migrate application from SCCM to Intune. What would be the best way to go about doing this with the product that you recommend? So this is actually very easy, Jacob, at the moment, because we have the support to import applications from SCCM. So when I say application, I'm talking about the application model, not the package model from Intune. If you have packages using the package model, please email us at support@packit.com, at getpackit.com, and we'll love to chat with you. We're already having discussions with a few other customers who have some older infrastructure that need to be migrated. But we can work around automating that a little bit too. It's just at the moment, we've seen basically most of the customers using the application model, and it was much easier and faster to do that for the first versions of migrating from SCCM to Intune. So if you hit import from MESCM, as I did in my UI a little bit earlier, you can see it connected to our test lab and showing me a few applications. So now all you have to do is to select your applications, not Notepad because I already have one. Let's take a test from Dana and import that application. Now it will copy the application from my distribution point locally next to my workspace. You will see here a little hint here. You have 2 new applications, or here, just click view applications list. And it's copying me the application, but these applications are using outdated source, so it didn't copy the source. Let me see if I can find an application which is actually having the source on the disk. But the idea is that it's copying the source to along with the metadata from the package. So if you see here, this is the name of the package, comments, command line, everything that was available in Winget, even the detection method, those get imported. And if I go on my disk and open the folder for test data, we have the PacKit folder manifest already generated with various information from here. I have some previous tests, so that's why you see multiple versions from last month too. Let's see. So the import from SCCM to Intune is basically that easy. Once you import them in the list here, you can customize, maybe update the package, whatever you need to update into your package, and then just hit upload to Intune with or without assignments. Even in the free version, you can do upload to Intune, but you'll not have access to assignments and to custom templates in PSADT wrapper. You can use only the default template from the PSADT community. I already have it connected to our Intune environment. Do I need to install PacKit on a SCCM server? Is my desktop fine? No, you don't need to install it on a server. Your desktop is fine. You just need to, the first time when you want to extract data from SCCM, you just hit import SCCM, and you'll be prompted, let me disconnect, you'll be prompted with this screen to provide your credentials. Once you do this and enter the password, which I forgot, I have to find it and I re-add it, you can see the list from your SCCM server. As long as it's reachable over the network, it will download that data. Mine is on a VM somewhere in our local data center. Okay, one question from Wayne. Why is PacKit so slow reading apps from SCCM? Takes up to 40 minutes to read. Maybe you have lots of applications. Indeed, in my test, I had only a few 10, 20 applications, and it took a few seconds. So is it crashing or not? Please send me an email at support@getpackit.com. If it's just loading so slow, we'll have to see if the guys can provide you a debug version that can log that and see why it's taking some time. Because basically, initially, it's just loading metadata, so that shouldn't take that much time. And maybe you can improve it and add some asynchronous tasks around there, so you don't have to wait. Basically, after you start the connection, just hit import, put the connection, and let it run. Then you can go back to the application list, work on other applications, and it should run in the background as long as you leave PacKit opening or minimizing your taskbar. Okay, it's not crashing, so that's good. Thank you, Wayne. Oh, as I said, feedback is crucial for us to import it. We here internally, we're just a 50 people company, so we don't have a huge SCCM server as you might have if you have 20,000 or 100,000 end users into your environment. So it's always good to see different kinds of use cases. Oh, going back to the list text, 40 minutes. So it's going, the UI is blocking you. Got it, Wayne. I'll check this with the guys and see what we can do. If you don't want to write us an email, just go on getpackit.com. There is a forums section there and can post anonymously there any other question you have to. So whichever you prefer. Thank you, all of you, for joining me today. Thank you for all the great questions. As I said, we're looking forward to see how you want to use it, how you say we should improve it. And I'll be talking a lot over the next 12 months about this manifest, hoping that will solve many problems for us in the future. Thank you for, have a great day.